I was molested and sexually assaulted by Tim in 4 different states, 5 different countries, in the span of 10 months.
I'm the bad guy in the story. I'm the bad guy.
The former CEO of Operation Underground Railroad, Tim Ballard, says some of the evidence being used against him in a sexual misconduct lawsuit was stolen by his assistant. Now he's trying to convince a judge to not let the evidence be used against him. Fox 13 News investigative reporter Adam Herbetz takes a closer look.
Well, this is what Tim Ballard means when he says the evidence was stolen. He's talking about his emails. He gave his username and password to his assistant, Celeste Boris. Before she quit, she downloaded some of the emails, eventually attaching them to her lawsuit. Now the question is, will a judge throw out the evidence?
Well, that's an interesting question in the sense that you've just given somebody access to everything you have.
Thomas McCousher is a former judge who agreed to look at the case as a neutral third party. He says it depends on how critical the evidence is to the case and what level of access he gave his assistant.
And certainly judges don't want to reward people for doing something wrong with confidential information, but it doesn't help to have it be a mere verbal understanding.
I can see a possibility of the judge allowing this evidence to be used in Miss Boer's case because she was entitled to get into the email account, because Mr. Ballard knew that she was going in there, and that waives the attorney-client privilege.
Ken Sterling is an attorney and former OUR donor who says he has met Tim Ballard once before, but he also says that does not impact his view of whether a judge decides to disqualify the evidence.
I don't think stolen is the appropriate term here. I still think the judge allows this because it might lead to something.
Plaintiffs say some of the emails show Ballard receiving a blessing, in which he's anointed as the chosen one, not subject to the jurisdiction of government and church authorities. Some of the emails have to do with a criminal fraud investigation into Ballard that started in 2020. One of the pages shows my face from a report we did that year breaking the story. Another page shows how the nonprofit was told investigators had evidence Attorney General Sean Reyes and Tim Ballard's wife, Catherine, were guilty of witness tampering, that she sent an email to a witness claiming her husband was a second iteration of Joseph Smith, and the prosecutor was the devil. The women believe it's relevant to the case, even if it doesn't directly prove whether Ballard sexually assaulted them.
The cat may be out of the bag here on this information anyway. That's the way it's supposed to be. The matters that are filed in court and on the record are supposed to be public so people can determine whether their courts are doing a good job in handing out justice.
An attorney for the women says Tim Ballard waived any right to confidentiality by giving his assistant access to the email. Reporting in the newsroom, Adam Herbetz, Fox 13 News, Utah.